Hi everyone. Today in this video we are going to talk about something that deeply connects with our daily lives, something that we often feel but rarely express, and that is how we can truly use every single day, every single challenge, and every single thought to improve not just our English but our life as well. And before you think this is just another talk, let me stop you here and ask, how many times have you felt that you cannot do it, that you are too weak, too late, too far behind? Maybe you have tried to learn English, maybe you have tried to improve your communication, maybe you have tried to stand in front of people and speak, but your own inner voice stops you and says, you cannot, you are not ready, you are not capable. And in that moment, your heart sinks, your confidence breaks, and you feel like giving up. But listen carefully, because what I am about to tell you is not just my story, it is the story of millions. It is the story of people who refused to stop listening to those negative voices and instead created a new voice, a voice of belief, a voice that whispers, you can, you will, and you must. I remember the days when every word I tried to speak in English felt like a heavy stone on my chest. The words wouldn't come out smoothly, my tongue would freeze, my mind would panic, and the people around me would smile, sometimes even laugh, and those laughs hurt like arrows. But deep down inside, I kept asking myself, why am I afraid? Why am I scared to make mistakes? Isn't every mistake just another step toward learning? And slowly, I began to understand that English, or any skill, is not about perfection, it is about progress. Every word you speak is a seed, and even if the seed is small, even if it is weak, if you keep watering it with practice, one day it grows into a strong tree. But still, the journey is never smooth. There were nights I sat alone, frustrated, with tears in my eyes, feeling like I would never improve. I would open books, watch videos, listen to conversations, and yet the fear inside me was louder than any lesson. It told me, stop, you are wasting time, this is not for you. And I almost believed it. Almost. But then, I thought about something powerful. If children can learn this language just by listening, why can't I? If people who come from different countries, with no background, with no resources, can become fluent, then why not me? And that thought was like fire in my chest, burning away the fear little by little. I want you to feel this with me. Imagine yourself standing in a room, with people watching, your heart racing, your palms sweating, your mind screaming that you will fail. And then, suddenly, you take a deep breath, you gather all your courage, and you speak. Maybe not perfect, maybe broken, but you speak. And the moment you do, the fear begins to lose power, and your belief begins to rise. That is how it starts. Not with perfection, but with courage. And listen, courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is speaking even when your voice shakes, even when your heart trembles, even when your knees feel weak. That is courage. And when you take that step again and again, something magical happens. Your mistakes turn into lessons, your lessons turn into confidence, and your confidence turns into success. So today, as you listen to me, I want you to remember one thing. English is not just a language, it is a bridge, a key, a tool that can open doors you never thought possible. Imagine the opportunities, the jobs, the connections, the friendships, the respect, all waiting for you, just on the other side of fear. And the only thing standing in your way is not grammar, not vocabulary, not accent, it is belief. If you believe you can, you will find a way. If you believe you cannot, no teacher, no book, no course can save you. So here is my hook for you. Stop telling yourself that you cannot, stop waiting for the perfect time, stop hiding in the shadow of fear. Because if not now, then when? If not you, then who? This is your time, this is your story, and only you can decide if it will be written in fear or in courage. Every day you wait, you are losing a piece of your dream. Every day you try, you are building a piece of your success. So choose wisely, choose courage, choose belief, choose yourself. And now, let us go deeper because many people ask me this question again and again. How do I actually improve? How do I change my broken sentences into confident speech? How do I move from silence to fluency? The answer is not magic. It is not a secret. It is practice, but not just any practice. It is emotional practice, it is consistent practice, it is practice with belief. Think about a child learning to walk. He does not care how many times he falls, he does not sit down and cry that he is a failure. No, he stands up again and again, with tears in his eyes, with pain in his knees, but with determination in his heart. And one day, he walks, and then he runs. This is the same with English. You will stumble, you will forget words, you will pronounce something wrong, people may laugh, some may even judge. But if you keep walking, one day you will run with confidence. I remember a time when I tried to speak in front of my class. My hands were shaking, my voice was trembling, and I felt like the whole world was staring at me, waiting for me to make a mistake. I opened my mouth, and the wrong word came out. The class laughed. My face turned red, and I wanted to hide. But that night, when I lay on my bed, I thought, if I stop because of this, then laughter has won, fear has won, doubt has won. But if I stand again, if I try again, then maybe one day I will be the one smiling. And that thought became my power. So here is what I did, and here is what you can do too. I started talking to myself in English. Yes, to myself. I would look in the mirror and speak. I would describe what I was doing. I would tell my thoughts out loud, even if no one was listening. At first, it felt silly, it felt strange, but slowly it became natural. My tongue started to flow, my mind started to think in English, and the fear inside me began to melt away. And then, I took another step. I started recording my voice, listening to my mistakes, correcting them. This was painful, because hearing your own broken words can hurt, but it is the fastest way to grow. And you know what else I did? I surrounded myself with English. Music, movies, podcasts, conversations, every corner of my life became a classroom. When I walked, I listened. When I rested, I read. When I dreamed, I imagined in English. And slowly, something magical happened. My brain started to accept English as a friend, not as a stranger. And this is the secret. The more you stay with it, the more it stays with you. But listen carefully, because this is important. There will be days when you feel like nothing is working, when you speak and your words are broken, when your grammar falls apart, when your accent feels wrong, and your mind screams, "Give up." On those days, you must remind yourself of this truth. Learning is not a straight line, it is a mountain, with ups and downs, with falls and climbs. If you keep walking, no matter how slow, you will reach the top. But if you stop, if you sit, if you give up, you will never see the view. So promise me, promise yourself, that you will not stop. Because I promise you, the moment you keep going while others quit, that is the moment you win. And winning is not about speaking perfect English. Winning is about refusing to let fear silence your voice. Imagine yourself after 6 months, 1 year, 2 years of consistent practice. Imagine the day you stand in front of people and speak without fear. Imagine the pride in your eyes, the smile on your face, the freedom in your heart. That day will come, but only if you start today, only if you keep going tomorrow, only if you never let yesterday stop you. So my friends, feel this deeply. English is not just a subject, it is a skill. It is a key, it is a light in the darkness. Every word you speak is like a spark, and when you speak enough sparks, they become fire. Fire of confidence, fire of connection, fire of opportunity. Do not let anyone tell you that you cannot. Do not let fear chain your tongue. Do not let doubt steal your future. Speak, even when your voice shakes. Practice, even when your mind says no. Believe, even when your heart is tired. Because in the end, the only person who can stop you is you. And the only person who can free you is also you. So my friends, feel this deeply. English is not just a subject, it is a skill, it is a journey, it is a connection to the world. When you learn English, you are not just memorizing words, you are building bridges to people, to opportunities, to dreams. Think about it. With English you can study anywhere, you can work anywhere, you can travel anywhere. You can connect with anyone. Without it, sometimes the doors feel closed, but with it, the doors open wider and wider. And that is why I say again and again, do not stop, do not give up, because what waits for you is freedom, and freedom is worth fighting for. I know you are tired sometimes. I know you feel like progress is slow. I know you feel like others are moving faster than you. I know you feel jealous when someone speaks fluently and you cannot. But let me tell you the truth. Your race is your own, your journey is your own, your time is your own. Do not compare your first chapter to someone else's last chapter. You are climbing your mountain, step by step, and one day you will look back and realize how far you have come. And here is something very powerful. When you learn English, you are also learning discipline, you are also learning patience, you are also learning courage. These are not just language skills, these are life skills. The way you fight through mistakes, the way you rise after failure, the way you push through doubt, that will make you strong in every area of life. So remember, every English word you practice is not just a word, it is a piece of strength you are building inside yourself. Now let me share with you a moment that changed me. I was sitting in a room full of people from different countries, everyone was speaking English, and I was silent. My heart was beating fast, my palms were sweating, and inside me, a voice was screaming, "Say something! Say anything!" But another voice whispered, "What if they laugh? What if they don't understand? What if I sound stupid?" And then, suddenly, I remembered the child who learns to walk. He does not care how many times he falls. He only cares about walking. So I opened my mouth, and I spoke. The sentence was not perfect, the grammar was broken, but the meaning was clear. And do you know what happened? They did not laugh, they listened, they nodded, they responded. And in that moment, I realized something powerful. People do not need you to be perfect, they need you to be brave. And I want you to feel this in your heart. Perfection is not your goal. Communication is your goal, connection is your goal, courage is your goal. If you wait until you are perfect, you will wait forever. But if you speak now, if you practice now, if you try now, you will grow faster than you can imagine. So let me ask you, are you ready to stop hiding? Are you ready to stop waiting? Are you ready to step into your power? Because your voice matters. Your dream matters. Your future matters. And English is one of the keys that will unlock all of it. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine your future self. Imagine standing on a stage, speaking confidently to an audience. Imagine sitting in a job interview, answering every question with calmness and clarity. Imagine traveling to another country and making new friends easily because you can speak their language. Imagine reading books, watching movies, learning knowledge from all over the world without translation. How powerful would that feel? How free would you be? That vision is waiting for you. That version of you is possible. And the path to that vision begins with one simple step. Practice today, practice tomorrow, practice every day. And every time you feel tired, every time you feel weak, every time you feel like quitting, remember this. Someone else in the world is fighting the same battle, someone else is struggling with the same fear, someone else is dreaming the same dream. You are not alone. We are all climbing together, step by step, mistake by mistake, victory by victory. And one day, we will all stand at the top together, smiling, free, and proud. So now, take this moment, take this energy, take this belief and carry it with you. Do not wait for the perfect time, do not wait for the perfect plan, do not wait for the perfect words. Start now, speak now, believe now. Because the future you are dreaming of is already waiting, and it will belong to you. And I leave you with this final thought. Fear will whisper stop, doubt will whisper you cannot, but your heart will whisper try. Listen to your heart. Because the moment you try, you are already winning. And the more you try, the more you grow, the more you shine. So go, my friends, speak, practice, believe, and let your voice be free. Now let us continue. Because learning English is not only about words and grammar, it is also about courage and connection. Many people think fluency means speaking without mistakes, but that is not true. Fluency is not about being perfect. It is about being able to keep going, to express yourself even when the words are not complete, even when your grammar is not correct. Real fluency is when you are brave enough to continue the conversation instead of stopping. Think about this. Have you ever listened to a small child speaking? The child does not have perfect grammar, the child forgets words, mixes tenses, even creates new words. But still, the child is understood, the child communicates, the child expresses emotions. And do people laugh? No, people smile, they encourage, they enjoy the effort. Why? Because the child is fearless. If you want to grow in English, you must find that same fearless child inside yourself. I remember when I spoke with a foreigner for the first time. My heart was racing, my mouth was dry, I wanted to run away. I thought, What if he doesn't understand me? What if I make mistakes? What if I look foolish? But then I reminded myself, if I stay silent, I will never learn. So I opened my mouth, and the words came out broken, slow, uncertain. But to my surprise, he smiled, he waited, he encouraged me. And in that moment I realized, people do not care about your mistakes, they care about your message. That was the day my fear began to die. And this is something you must understand deeply. Mistakes are not your enemy, they are your teacher. Every mistake you make is a sign that you are trying, that you are moving forward. Imagine a road. If you walk, you will stumble on stones, but every step still takes you closer to your destination. The only way to never stumble is to never walk. So which do you choose? To stumble and reach your dream, or to stay safe but stuck? Let me share another small practice with you. Every night before I sleep, I take one simple sentence and I play with it. For example, I am learning English. Then I change it. I am learning English today. I am learning English because I want a better future. I am learning English so I can talk to the world. I keep adding, changing, stretching. Slowly, my sentences grow longer, my thoughts grow deeper, my confidence grows stronger. You can do this too. Take one sentence and build a story around it. But remember this, consistency is more important than intensity. If you study for 10 hours in one day and then stop for 1 month, you will forget. But if you practice for just 15 minutes every single day, your progress will be unstoppable. Like drops of water falling on a stone, small actions every day create big changes. Do not wait for the perfect time. Do not wait for free time. Make time. Because your future self is waiting for the effort you make today. Sometimes, people ask me, what if others laugh at me when I speak? And I answer, let them laugh, because their laughter will not kill your dream. In fact, use their laughter as fuel. Smile back and continue. Because the truth is, those who laugh at you are not ahead of you. They are behind you, standing still, while you are walking forward. Never let the opinion of someone stuck stop your journey to freedom. And here is something very emotional I want you to feel. Every time you speak one word in English, you are breaking a chain of fear, you are opening a door of opportunity. Maybe you cannot see it now, but one day, because of your practice, you will get a better job, you will travel, you will connect with people from other countries, you will help your family, you will inspire others. Every word you say today is like planting a seed, and tomorrow those seeds will grow into a forest of success. So my friends, let this part stay in your heart. Speak, even when your voice is shaking. Continue, even when your mind says stop. Believe, even when your heart feels weak. Because fluency is not given, it is earned, step by step, word by word, moment by moment. And the more you try, the more you grow, and the more you grow, the more doors of life will open for you. And in the end, ask yourself this. Do you want to live a life controlled by fear, or a life opened by courage? The choice is yours, but remember, courage is built through action, not through waiting. Start today, continue tomorrow, and never stop until your dream speaks back to you in English. Every mistake is a mirror, showing you where to grow, not where to stop. Imagine if you never made a mistake. How would you know what to improve? Mistakes are like lights on the road, guiding you to the next step. This is why I always tell my students, do not hide from mistakes, collect them, celebrate them, because each mistake is proof that you are moving forward. When I first began, I used to write down every mistake I made while speaking. Wrong grammar, wrong pronunciation, wrong word choice, all of it went into my notebook. At first, the pages looked heavy, full of red marks, full of errors. But slowly, page by page, I began to see fewer mistakes. And one day, I opened that notebook and realized, these pages are not my shame, they are my success. Each mistake I wrote was a step I had climbed. You can do this too. Keep a mistake diary. Write them, face them, learn from them, and you will see your growth written in front of you. Another thing that changed my journey was building habits around English. For example, when I brushed my teeth, I would speak one sentence about my day in English. When I cooked food, I would name the ingredients in English. When I walked outside, I would describe the things I saw. The sky is blue, the road is busy, the children are playing. These small habits built a rhythm, and soon, English was not only in my study time, it was in my life. And when language becomes life, fluency becomes natural. But let me be honest with you, there were days when I felt like giving up. There were nights when I thought, maybe English is not for me, maybe I will never be fluent. My heart was heavy, my mind was tired, and doubt whispered, stop. But in those moments, I remembered why I started. I remembered the dream of speaking freely, of standing with confidence, of opening doors for my future. And that dream pulled me forward. So whenever you feel tired, go back to your why. Write it on a paper, keep it near your bed, remind yourself every day, because motivation fades, but purpose stays. I also discovered the power of community. Speaking alone is powerful, but speaking with others is magical. I joined a small group, where we met online once a week just to talk in English. Sometimes we laughed, sometimes we struggled, sometimes we sat in silence searching for words. But together, we grew. When one forgot a word, another helped. When one made a mistake, others encouraged. And soon, I realized, learning with others multiplies your courage. If you do not have a group, create one. Even two friends practicing together is enough to light a fire of progress. And here is something important. Celebrate your small wins. If you spoke 2 sentences today, clap for yourself. If you learned one new word, smile. If you watched a movie and understood just one scene, feel proud. Because success is not only the big day when you become fluent, success is hidden in these small steps. If you only wait for the final victory, you will miss the beauty of the journey. Love the small wins, and they will lead you to big victories. Sometimes, we compare ourselves with others. We see someone speaking fast, and we feel small. We see someone with perfect grammar, and we feel weak. But remember this, everyone has a different road, a different speed, a different struggle. Do not compare your beginning to someone else's middle. Compare yourself only to yesterday's you. If you are better today than yesterday, you are winning. And if you keep winning every day, even a little, you will arrive at fluency before you know it. And finally, let me leave you with this. English is not just a language, it is a bridge. It connects you to knowledge, to people, to opportunities that are waiting on the other side. Every word you speak is a brick in that bridge. Keep building, even if it is slow, even if it is hard. One day, you will stand on that bridge and look back at your journey, and you will smile with tears in your eyes, because you did not stop, because you believed, because you chose courage over fear. So my friends, let us walk this road together. Step by step, word by word, mistake by mistake, towards freedom, towards confidence, towards a life where English is not your fear but your power. And remember, the day you refuse to give up is the day you already win. And now, let us go even deeper, because this journey is not only about language, it is about your heart, your patience, and your courage. Many learners think English is only about vocabulary lists and grammar rules, but the truth is, English is about expression, about sharing your feelings, your ideas, your story with the world. Without emotion, words are just sounds. With emotion, words become power. I remember once, I was practicing in front of the mirror. My pronunciation was not perfect, my sentences were broken, but I was speaking with passion. I said to myself, I will speak English, I will not stop, I will not give up. My eyes filled with tears, but those tears were not of sadness, they were of determination. That moment taught me something. When your heart is involved, your progress becomes unstoppable. So whenever you practice, add emotion. Don't just say the words, feel them, live them, breathe them. Another powerful method I discovered was storytelling. Instead of repeating boring phrases, I began to create small stories. For example, if I wanted to practice the past tense, I would imagine a trip. Yesterday I went to London, I saw the big city, I met a kind person, I learned something new. By building a story, grammar came alive, and vocabulary had meaning. You can do this too. Create your own mini-stories, use your imagination, and let English be the paintbrush of your thoughts. But let me be honest with you again. There were days when I hated my mistakes. Sometimes I felt embarrassed, sometimes I wanted to hide, sometimes I thought, maybe I am not smart enough. But then, I looked at the people I admired, great speakers, leaders, teachers, and I realized, every one of them was once a beginner. Every one of them made mistakes. Every one of them felt fear. The difference was not talent. The difference was persistence. They kept going when others quit. And that is exactly what you must do. Keep walking, even when the road feels heavy. Here is a little secret that helped me. I started writing letters to myself in English. Simple letters, like a friend speaking to me. Don't give up. You are learning. You are growing. You will succeed. Writing those letters gave me hope, and reading them later gave me strength. You can do the same. Write to yourself in English. Encourage yourself, forgive yourself, remind yourself of your dream. These words will become your shield against fear. And something even more beautiful happened. When I shared my struggles with others, they also shared theirs. I realized I was not alone. Everyone was fighting the same battles. Forgetting words, struggling with grammar, feeling shy, feeling judged. And when we shared, the burden became lighter, the journey became easier. So never be afraid to share your story. Your honesty might become someone else's courage. Think about your future for a moment. Imagine the day when you walk into a room full of people and you speak with confidence. Imagine the job interview where you answer clearly and get the opportunity of your dreams. Imagine traveling to another country, meeting new people, and connecting with them without fear. That future is waiting for you, but it is built by the words you speak today, the practice you do today, the courage you choose today. Yes, there will be days of doubt. Yes, there will be days of weakness. But remember this truth: weakness is not the end, weakness is the beginning of strength. Doubt is not a wall, doubt is a test. And every time you stand up after falling, you are proving to yourself that you are stronger than fear. So, my dear friends, let us make a promise together. Promise that no matter how many times you fall, you will rise again. Promise that no matter how slow your progress is, you will not stop. Promise that you will treat every mistake as a gift, every struggle as a lesson, every day as a new chance to grow. Because one day, you will look back and realize, the pain was worth it, the effort was worth it, the journey was worth it. English will not only be your second language, it will be your second life, a life full of opportunities, friendships, freedom, and dreams that came true because you chose to believe, you chose to practice, you chose to keep moving forward. So keep going, my friends. Keep speaking, keep trying, keep believing. The world is waiting for your voice, and your voice is stronger than your fear. And so, from that place of shared struggle and shared courage, let us step into the next stage of this journey. Because once you understand that you are not alone, once you feel that others are walking the same road, something magical happens. Your fear becomes smaller, and your hope becomes larger. I remember the night when I sat with a group of learners just like you. Each one carried their own doubts. One was afraid of pronunciation, another was afraid of grammar, another was afraid of forgetting words in the middle of a sentence. We sat in a circle, and one by one, we shared our fears. Do you know what happened? Instead of feeling weak, we felt stronger. Instead of feeling ashamed, we felt proud. Because in that moment, every fear spoken out loud lost its power. The silence of fear was broken, and in its place came the sound of courage. This is why I always say, never keep your struggle hidden inside. Speak it, share it, let others see your humanity. Because the truth is, your honesty is not weakness, it is strength. And when others see your courage, they will find their own courage too. Now, let us talk about something very practical: building habits that carry you through the hard days. Because no matter how inspired you feel today, there will be days when you feel tired, when your mind resists, when your heart says, stop. In those moments, habits become your anchor. Habits are stronger than mood, stronger than laziness, stronger than excuses. So what habit can you build for English? It does not need to be big. It only needs to be consistent. For example, every morning, before breakfast, speak one paragraph out loud in English. Or every night, before sleep, write 3 sentences in English about your day. These small habits are like bricks. One brick does not make a wall, but if you place a brick every day, One day you will stand before a strong and beautiful wall built by your effort. I used to carry a small notebook in my pocket. Whenever I heard a new word, I would write it down. Later, I would try to use it in a sentence. At first, it felt silly, like a child learning to walk. But slowly, those little words became part of me. Day by day, I grew stronger. That notebook became my treasure, not because of the words themselves, but because of the discipline it taught me. But let us also remember, learning English is not just about vocabulary and grammar, it is about the voice inside you. You must teach that voice to be brave, to be steady, to be patient. Many people silence their own voice because they think, I am not good enough. But my dear friend, your voice does not need to be perfect to be valuable. Your voice is already worthy, because it carries your story, your soul, your truth. I recall a moment that changed me forever. I was in a public place, and I heard someone struggling to speak English with a shopkeeper. His words were broken, his accent was strong, but his eyes were shining with effort. The shopkeeper listened patiently, answered kindly, and the conversation ended with both of them smiling. That day, I realized, the world is not demanding perfection from you. The world only wants connection. And connection is born not from perfect grammar, but from sincere effort. So, let me ask you, what is stopping you from speaking today? Is it fear of judgment? Is it fear of mistakes? Is it fear of laughter? Remember this, people may judge for a second, they may laugh for a moment, but your courage will remain forever. Their laughter will fade, but your growth will stay. Do not give them the power to decide your future. Take a deep breath right now. Imagine yourself standing before a mirror. Look into your own eyes and say out loud, I am learning. I am growing. I am becoming. Feel those words, do not just say them. Because when you speak with emotion, the words go deeper, not only into your memory, but into your soul. And as you continue, let your mistakes become your friends. Every wrong word is a step toward the right word. Every wrong sentence is a bridge toward the right sentence. Without mistakes, you cannot discover, you cannot improve, you cannot rise. So instead of fearing mistakes, celebrate them. Say to yourself, this mistake is proof that I am trying, and trying is proof that I am alive. Now, let me take you forward with a vision. Imagine 3 years from today. You sit in a cafe in another country, speaking confidently with a stranger. You laugh, you share, you connect, and not once do you feel fear. You apply for a job, and you answer clearly, proudly, powerfully. You meet someone new, and you make a friend across borders. That is your future. But the seed of that future is planted today. In your practice, in your courage, in your persistence. So, my friends, carry this with you. Do not wait for a perfect day to begin. Begin now, even if your voice shakes, even if your words stumble, even if your sentences break. Because every broken word today is building the strong voice of tomorrow. And one day when you look back, you will thank yourself for starting, for continuing, for never giving up. Yes, this is hard. Yes, this is slow. But hard and slow are not signs of failure. They are signs of growth. Keep walking, keep speaking, keep believing. Because the world is waiting, not for perfect English, but for your true voice. Let us continue this journey, step by step, with patience and courage. Because sometimes, when you practice English, you may feel as if you are walking through a dark tunnel. You cannot see the light yet, you cannot see the end, but if you keep walking, step by step, the light will surely come closer. That is how progress feels. Invisible at first, but shining later. I want you to remember a simple truth. Small progress is still progress. Many people quit because they think they are too slow. But slow is not the problem. Stopping is the problem. If you keep moving, no matter how slowly, you are still ahead of everyone who gave up. So next time you feel small, remind yourself, I am still moving, I am still growing, I am still alive in my journey. One thing that changed my own learning completely was practicing with emotion. At first, I thought learning was only about repeating words and rules. But when I began to connect emotion to my practice, everything changed. For example, instead of just saying, I am happy, I would close my eyes and feel happiness. I would remember a joyful moment and then say, I am happy, I am really happy. Suddenly, the sentence was not only grammar. It was real, it was alive. You can do the same with sadness, excitement, hope, determination. Let every word you practice carry the weight of your feelings. Another powerful practice is reading out loud. When you read silently, your eyes work but your voice sleeps. When you read aloud, your voice wakes up, your tongue moves, your ears hear, and your whole body joins the practice. At first, your voice may shake, but that is normal. With time, your voice will grow stronger. And one day, you will be surprised at how naturally English flows from your mouth. I also want you to think about the way children learn again. They do not sit with books full of grammar rules. They play, they repeat, they copy, they sing, they make mistakes, and they laugh. They do not fear embarrassment, because their only focus is connection and curiosity. If you can capture even a little bit of that childlike spirit, your English will grow faster than you can imagine. Now, let us face the truth. There will be people who do not understand your dream. They may say, "Why are you wasting time?" Or, "Your English is not good enough." But do not let their voices become your prison. Remember, they are speaking from their own limits, not yours. Do not borrow their chains. Instead, listen to the voice inside you that says, "Yes, I can. Yes, I will. Yes, I am becoming." I used to feel very shy about speaking in public. My voice was small, my words were broken. But one day, I decided to read a small paragraph in English in front of a group. My hands were shaking, my face was red, but I did it. And after I finished, people clapped. That applause was not because my English was perfect, it was because I dared. That single moment gave me strength for many years. I want you to find such a moment too, a moment of courage that becomes your fuel forever. And let me tell you this, your dream is not only for yourself. When you learn English, you do not only open doors for your life, you open doors for your family, your community, your children. Maybe one day, your child will need help with English homework, and you will guide them with confidence. Maybe your friend will need someone to translate, and you will be the bridge. Maybe your words will inspire another person who is ready to quit. Your growth will not only lift you, it will lift others too. So do not think of this journey as selfish. Think of it as a gift. A gift for your future, for your family, for the people you have not even met yet. Every sentence you practice, every mistake you accept, every word you speak, they are all part of a larger story that will touch more lives than you realize. And now, I want to remind you of something simple yet powerful. Consistency. Even when you do not feel motivated, even when you do not feel strong, show up. Motivation is like fire. It burns bright, but sometimes it fades. Discipline is like water. It flows every day, no matter what. If you build discipline, you will never depend on mood to continue. You will walk, even when your heart feels heavy. So here is my challenge to you. Choose one small practice and do it daily for 30 days. It could be reading one page, writing 3 sentences, recording your voice for 5 minutes. Whatever it is, do it every day without missing. At the end of those 30 days, look back. You will see that you are not the same person anymore. You will be stronger, braver, and more confident. And when the road feels too long, lift your eyes to the horizon of your dream. Remember why you started. Remember the picture of your future self, confident, free, fluent, alive. That picture is waiting for you, calling you, inviting you. All you have to do is keep walking toward it, word by word, day by day. So my friends, let us not stop here. Let us move forward together, speaking, practicing, believing. Because the world needs your voice, and your voice is powerful. Keep going, no matter what, because you are closer to your dream than you think. And now, as we come to the final part of this chapter, I want you to slow down with me, breathe, and feel how far you have already come. You started with hesitation, with broken words, with fear in your heart. But look at you now. You are still here, you are still listening, you are still standing. That alone makes you stronger than the version of you who wanted to quit yesterday. Progress is not only about words spoken, it is about courage gained. I want you to imagine a mountain. At the bottom, everything looks heavy, impossible, endless. But with every step you climb, the view changes. At first, you see only rocks and dirt. Then, after a while, you begin to see trees, valleys, rivers. And as you go higher, the air becomes fresher, the sky wider, the world brighter. Learning English is the same. In the beginning, you see only difficulty, only mistakes, only fear. But the higher you climb, the more beauty you discover. Confidence, connection, opportunity. And one day, when you reach the top, you will look back and realize that every painful step was part of your victory. But let me be honest, there were times I wanted to stop too. I thought, maybe English is not for me, maybe I will never sound good enough, maybe I should accept my silence. Yet, in those moments I remembered my dream. I remembered the image of myself speaking freely, connecting with people from around the world, opening doors that silence could never open. That dream pulled me forward when my legs were weak. And I want your dream to do the same for you. Let it be your rope when you feel like falling. Here is something powerful that helped me. I started celebrating small wins. For example, when I understood one sentence in a movie, I celebrated. When I wrote one paragraph without stopping, I celebrated. When I spoke for 2 minutes without switching to my native language, I celebrated. These small celebrations gave me energy. They told my brain, you are growing, you are improving, you are alive. Too many learners wait for big success before they celebrate. Do not do that. Celebrate every step, because every step is part of the journey. Another truth I discovered is this: your voice matters, even if it is not perfect. Sometimes we silence ourselves because we think, who will listen to me? But I promise you, someone needs your voice. Someone needs your story, your ideas, your laughter, your presence. English is just the bridge that carries your voice to more people. But the voice itself, your heart, your soul, your truth, that is already valuable. Do not wait for perfection to share it. Let me give you a practical tip now. Create a courage routine. Every day, push yourself just a little beyond comfort. If you normally write 2 sentences, write 4. If you usually listen for 10 minutes, listen for 15. If you avoid speaking to strangers, greet one person. These small acts of courage, repeated daily, will make you unshakable. Fear cannot survive when you face it again and again. And remember, my friends, failure is not the opposite of success, it is part of success. Every wrong word, every awkward pause, every mistake is a stepping stone. Without them, you cannot cross the river. So when you fail, smile and say, thank you, mistake, for teaching me. And then continue. Because the only true failure is giving up. I want you to close your eyes now and imagine the future version of yourself. See yourself standing tall, speaking English with confidence, smiling without fear, connecting with people across the world. Hear the sound of your voice, strong, clear, alive. Feel the pride in your heart, the freedom in your soul. That version of you is not a dream, it is your destiny. But you can only reach it if you keep walking, if you keep speaking, if you keep believing. So, let this be our final message in this part. Never stop. No matter how slow, no matter how broken, no matter how heavy the road feels, keep moving. Your voice is a gift, your dream is real, and your future is waiting. Speak today, practice tomorrow, believe forever. Because one day, you will look back and say, asterisk, I did it. I really did it. Asterisk. And when that day comes, the world will not only hear your English, it will hear your courage, your persistence, your soul. And that, my friends, will be the most beautiful sound of all. And so, my friends, as we continue from where we left off, let us take this journey into its final chapter. You have walked with me through the struggle, through the practice, through the courage, and now, in this last part, I want you to see the bigger picture. Because English, or any language, is not only about sentences, it is about the life those sentences create. It is about the doors that open when you dare to use your voice. I want you to imagine the person you are becoming. You are no longer the same learner who was afraid of mistakes. You are not the same person who stayed silent when others spoke. Now, you have grown. Every mistake you made has built a stronger you. Every practice session has carved new confidence inside you. And every time you refused to quit, you were planting seeds of fluency that are now ready to bloom. Think about how far you have come. Maybe in the beginning you could only say, "Hello, how are you?" with hesitation. But now, you can share ideas, stories, and dreams. That is progress. And progress is not small. Progress is everything. Because even if your English is not perfect yet, your courage is alive, your heart is awake, and your journey is unstoppable. I want to remind you of something very important. English is not about replacing your identity. It is not about forgetting who you are or where you come from. It is about adding a new color to your life. When you speak in English, you are not losing yourself, you are expanding yourself. You are giving yourself the ability to connect with millions of people across the world, to understand their stories, and to share your own. That is a gift, and you deserve it. Now, I know the final stage of any journey feels the hardest. Sometimes you look back and think, have I done enough? Am I really improving? Will I ever be fluent? These questions are normal. They come to everyone who learns. But here is the truth. You are improving every single day you try. Even on the days when you feel stuck, your mind is working, your ears are catching, your memory is holding. Progress is not always visible, but it is always happening. Let me give you an example. When a seed is planted, it stays under the soil for weeks, sometimes months. From the outside, it looks like nothing is happening. But deep inside the soil, roots are growing, strength is forming, life is building. And then one day, the seed breaks the ground and rises toward the sun. That is exactly how your English journey works. Maybe today you don't see big changes, but tomorrow you will stand tall and speak freely. I remember a very emotional moment in my own journey. I was sitting with a group of people, all speaking English so fast, and I felt lost, silent, invisible. But then, I decided to try. I said a few sentences, broken, with mistakes. And you know what? They listened. They didn't laugh, they didn't judge, they listened. That was the moment I realized, my voice matters, even if it is not perfect. And from that day, I promised myself never to hide again. You must make the same promise. Promise yourself that you will never hide your voice again. Promise yourself that you will use English, even if your accent is strong, even if your grammar is not perfect, even if you forget words. Because the world does not need your perfection, the world needs your courage. And here is something powerful to keep in mind. The people who inspire us are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who keep going despite failure. So let your mistakes inspire someone else. Let your effort motivate another learner. Let your story become a light for someone who is still sitting in silence, afraid to begin. This is not just about English anymore. This is about your life, your growth, your belief in yourself. Because if you can learn a new language, you can do anything. If you can stand up after mistakes and speak again, you can face any challenge in life. English is not only teaching you words, it is teaching you resilience, patience, and strength. So, my dear friends, as we step into the final part of this journey together, I want you to feel proud. Be proud of every small step, every small success, every small improvement. Because those small things are not small at all. They are the bricks that are building the future you dream of. And that future is already waiting for you, just a little further ahead. Now take a deep breath, and let us walk these last steps together. With courage, with emotion, and with the certainty that your voice is worth hearing. Have I done enough? Am I really improving? Will I ever be fluent? These questions are normal, and they will come to you again and again. But remember this. The fact that you are asking these questions already proves that you care, and caring is the first step to growth. Those who never doubt, never reflect, also never improve. Your questions are not signs of weakness, they are signs of your deep commitment to becoming better. At this stage, I want you to practice patience with yourself. Too often, learners punish themselves for small mistakes. They say, Why can't I speak like a native? Why do I still forget words? But let me tell you, you are not in competition with natives. You are not in competition with anyone. You are in competition only with your yesterday's self. And if today you speak even one sentence more confidently than yesterday, then you are winning. I remember a time when I kept comparing myself to others. I looked at fluent speakers and thought, they are so lucky, they speak without effort. But I was wrong. They were not lucky, they were consistent. They had invested hours, days, and years into practice. Their fluency was not a gift, it was a reward for persistence. And once I realized this, I stopped comparing and started focusing on my own journey. Here is something practical you can do. Start keeping a victory journal. Every day, write down one small achievement in English. Maybe you understood a new word, maybe you watched a movie without subtitles, maybe you spoke to a stranger in English. Write it down. At first, it will look small, but after weeks, when you read your journal, you will see the mountain of progress you have built. That journal will become your proof that you are growing. And let us talk about courage again. Because courage is the fuel of this journey. Without courage, you will stop at the first difficulty. But with courage, you will move mountains. Courage is not about never feeling afraid. Courage is about speaking even when your heart is beating fast. It is about trying even when you think you will fail. And every time you choose courage, you are building a stronger, braver version of yourself. Let me share an emotional truth with you. Your voice has the power to touch someone else's life. You may think your English is simple, but your words can inspire, encourage, and comfort. Maybe one day you will say something in English that will make another person smile, or give them hope, or change their perspective. Never underestimate your voice. Even in broken English, your words can carry love, wisdom, and strength. Another important thing, don't be afraid to slow down. Many learners think fluency means speaking fast. But fluency is not speed. Fluency is clarity. If you speak slowly but clearly, with confidence, people will listen. And with time, your speed will naturally increase. But first, focus on being clear, not fast. And yes, there will be moments of silence. Times when you forget words, when your mind goes blank. Do not panic in those moments. Breathe. Smile. Use the words you know. Communication is not about perfection. It is about connection. Even with limited words, you can connect if you speak with sincerity. So, my friends, as we are now walking deeper into this last stage, I want you to remember this golden rule. Your journey is unique. No one else has your background, your challenges, your dreams. That means no one can compare to you. Your journey is yours alone, and that is what makes it powerful. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself 5 years from now. You are speaking English freely. You are using it in your work, in your travels, in your friendships. You are no longer afraid, no longer silent. That future version of you is real. And every step you take today is bringing you closer to that version. So, don't stop. Don't let frustration win. Don't let doubt control you. Because your effort is creating a future where you are free, confident, and proud. And that future is worth every second of practice, every mistake, every struggle. Let us keep moving forward together, into the heart of this journey. Into the heart of this journey, because this is the final step, the moment where everything comes together. You have walked this long road, you have faced fear, you have embraced mistakes, and you have practiced again and again. Now, it is time to see the destination, the gift, the reward of your patience and courage. I want you to imagine standing in front of a group of people. At first, you feel nervous, your hands are shaking, your voice is trembling. But then, you take a deep breath, you remember all those nights of practice, all those days of effort, and you begin to speak. Slowly, the words flow. Not perfectly, but clearly. Not fast, but with strength. And as you speak, you see the faces in front of you. They are listening, they are respecting, they are understanding. That is the moment when you realize, every struggle was worth it. This final stage is not only about English anymore. It is about life. Because what you have learned through English is much bigger than vocabulary or grammar. You have learned resilience, the power to continue when it is hard. You have learned patience, the wisdom to grow slowly, step by step. You have learned courage, the bravery to show your voice even when it shakes. And these qualities will not only help you in English, they will help you in everything you do in life. Now, I want you to take this energy and apply it beyond language. If you can learn English, you can learn any skill. If you can speak with courage, you can face any challenge. If you can practice daily for this dream, you can achieve any dream. English is not the end of your journey. It is the beginning of a much greater path, where every door of opportunity is open to you. But before we close, I want you to remember one more emotional truth. You are not alone. Every learner, every struggler, every dreamer, we are all walking the same road. Somewhere in the world, someone is repeating words, making mistakes, trying again, just like you. And when you keep going, you are not only lifting yourself, you are giving hope to others. Your effort is part of a bigger story, the story of people who dare to dream, who dare to speak, who dare to rise. So, my dear friends, let us seal this journey with a promise. Promise that you will never give up. Promise that you will never hide your voice. Promise that you will carry the lessons of courage, patience, and resilience into every part of your life. Because one day, you will look back at this journey and you will not only see English, you will see a new you. A stronger you. A braver you. A freer you. Take a deep breath right now. Feel your heart. Feel your courage. And say to yourself, I can. I will. I must. These words are not just sounds, they are your power, they are your future, they are your truth. And so, as we reach the final words of this story, I want you to know, your journey does not end here. This is not goodbye, this is only the beginning. From today, every word you speak in English is a seed. From today, every effort you make is a brick. From today, every act of courage is a step. And step by step, seed by seed, brick by brick, you are building the life you dream of. So go forward, my friends, with courage in your heart, with strength in your spirit, and with belief in your soul. Because the world is waiting for your voice, and your voice is stronger than fear. This is the end of the journey we started together, but it is also the beginning of your own path. Walk it proudly, walk it bravely, and never stop until your dream speaks back to you in English.